Hey guys, you ready to talk about fertilizer? Me neither. Let's go. Alright, so fertilizer, plant nutrition, is a huge category. There is so much to this shit. Like, I swear it's overwhelming as can be. I know. So I'm going to try to talk about a few things to kind of maybe help you pick out what will be best for your plants. But as always, do your own research too. Google your plant, look at what kind of stuff that individual plant needs, and go from there. So, because this category is so huge, I'm going to have to do this in separate parts. And today, I'm going to start out with just a couple of real basic things, just for some of you fertilizer noobs. Alright, so, first thing, these three numbers right here. See those three numbers? Hopefully you can see those three numbers. These three numbers, NPK. So that's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Those are three major key elements for plant nutrition. Nitrogen promotes healthy leaf growth. If you notice that your plant, the leaves are kind of dulling or turning a little bit yellow before they should, the older leaves and stuff, you might need to add a little bit of nitrogen to your regimen. The middle number, phosphorus, is for blooming plants. Now, I mean, all plants could use a little bit of phosphorus, but when you want that middle number to be high is when, say, you have an orchid or some type of flowering plant like that, and you know it's getting ready to be blooming season soon, you want to start upping that phosphorus to help them bloom. Also with fruiting plants or fruiting vegetables and stuff, same thing. The last one, potassium. Potassium is also good during bloom season as well, but it promotes healthy and strong root growth. So it's always important to have that as well. Fish emulsion like this has a high nitrogen and then lower potassium and phosphorus and potassium. I just mix those two up. Anyways, so now that you know what the numbers on the bottle stand for and what they do and how to use them, the biggest thing that I think would be beneficial for me to touch on first and foremost is organic versus inorganic fertilizers. Right now, everybody is woke as shit to organics, and they are wanting to use organics for everything, and that's great. Organic is better for you, better for me, better for the earth. It's better for everybody all around, right? But when we're talking about houseplants, there's a little bit more to keep in mind. That is that this little pot right here, the soil inside this pot, is a much smaller ecosystem in there, and it can't process organic fertilizer the same way as plants outside. Now, when I say process organic fertilizer, I mean your plant does not take in organic fertilizer. It has to be broken down into inorganics in order for your plant to take it in. In order to do that, you need to promote beneficial bacteria and fungi growth within the pot. Now, this takes time, patience, and a little bit of work. My favorite product, and I use this in my soil blends and stuff like that, if you've ever bought any soil from me, you already have this in it, and that is Mycos. Mycos adds a beneficial fungi, which is called mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza? Something like that. Mycorrhizae. I don't know. Anyways, it's on the package. It says what it is. What it does is it kind of adheres to the roots of the plants and grows almost sponge-like. And you can't see it, it's microscopic, so don't go tearing your plants apart trying to look at the roots. Just believe me, it's in there, it works. What that bacteria does is it takes the organic material that you put into the pot, into the soil, and it breaks it down in such a way that the roots are able to uptake it. It also helps to increase the roots' surface area, so to speak, so to make them bigger, and it helps them to be able to take in water better as well as the nutrients and stuff. Now, the thing with adding any type of beneficial bacteria or fungi to your pot is a couple things. A, you need to make sure that you're feeding it, and B, You need to make sure that you are not using chlorinated water.
You are not using chlorinated water.
It will kill it. Dump tap water in there one time, you've done all of the damage and you've ruined all your hard work, and your plant hates you now. So just know that. Now, there are a couple products that I use hand in hand with one another to help promote this type of beneficial bacteria and fungi growth, and that is the Mycos, which I already just spoke about. The Azos I use with it. So I will add a little bit of Azos to my water and water it in there from time to time. But what I use on a daily basis, well, not daily, every time I water. This is AO Grow, and it has a 213 NPK, and this is AO BioPrecise. Okay, so the BioPrecise has mycorrhiza and beneficial bacteria in it. So I add this, and then this obviously helps to feed it. So these two things, they're great. They work really, really well. You should buy them. No, I don't know if you should buy them. I feel like you should buy them, but that's entirely up to you. Anywho, I use these two things together, and like I said, I use them in diluted amounts every single time I water. And it really, I mean, I promise you will notice a difference once you get that beneficial bacteria going. Now, put a pin in that. If that is a whole lot of mumbo jumbo that you don't give two shits about and don't really want to go through buying all these products, doing all of this extra work, then this is where inorganic fertilizer comes into play for you. Inorganics are already broken down. They are just straight chemical compounds that will feed your plant right away. Your plant can take it up, boom, happy as can be. Problem is, if you use too strong of a mixture, you can A, burn your roots and burn your plant, and then it goes and it's all upset, and then you've damaged it and now it hates you. So you always have to be really careful using the inorganics. Now, with potted plants, there's really not much wrong with using inorganic fertilizers. There really isn't. At the end of the day, it's when you're using outside plants. It's when you're pouring these inorganic materials into the ground that it becomes an issue, right? So when we're speaking just on potted plants, like I said, if you don't want to put the time and patience and effort into growing this little ecosystem in a pot, I don't blame you. It is what it is. Grow your little snake plant however you want to. Use inorganic fertilizers. It'll thank you. It will reward you with fabulous new growth, and it might even bloom. Did you know snake plants bloom? They do. It smells like honeysuckle. It's fantastic. You'll love it. Anyways, the other method of fertilizing that I love to use and that I will touch base on in this video is foliar spray. Your leaves can actually uptake a lot of nutrition themselves. You might not realize that, because I didn't realize that until I seen it on a post one time, and I was like, what the hell is foliar spray? I want to know about this. Two products that I use for foliar spray are A, Super Thrive. Don't laugh at my cap. I dropped it, it cracked. I put a piece of plastic on there in the top. It's good as new. Super Thrive works really, really well. Super Thrive is a great product all the way around. It's really good for transplant shock. I believe it's high in like calcium or something like that. So it's really good. And you get a new plant in the mail and it's a little frumpy. It'll Super Thrive, perk it right up. However, it works really good as a foliar spray. And I do believe that there are directions on the bottle maybe on how to use it as a foliar spray. Now, the other thing that I really enjoy using as a foliar spray is kelp. Kelp is great. Plants love kelp. Two things about the kelp is A, it doesn't stink. B, it doesn't leave a funky residue. If you spray fish emulsion on your plants, it's gonna stink horribly, and you're gonna have this poopy, weird, residue on your plant leaves. So don't do that. Don't spray fish emulsion on your plants, especially not your indoor plants. It's all bad. I did that one day, and if you're from Indianapolis, you'll understand the reference. My son walked downstairs and he said, Mom, why does the house smell like White River? So yeah, don't do that. But foliar spray hand in hand with an actual nutritional system in your soil makes for fantastically healthy plants. I hope this video helped you a little bit. I'm stressed out now because there's so much talk. But yeah, if you have any questions over what I've discussed in this video, feel free to drop them in the comments, leave a post, whatever. Ask me all the questions you want. I'll do my best to answer it. And in the further videos, I will go a little bit more into depth on different types of fertilizers, organic and inorganic, and all of that good shit. We'll go into that deeper. In the meantime, if you need some really right now assistance with picking out different products and stuff, you want a good selection of products here locally in Indianapolis, go to my guys over at Maximum Grow Gardening. I'm telling you, they have a plethora of different nutritional additives. Like, they've got all of them, just all of them. And not only do they have all of them, they know all of them, and they know which ones will be best for you and for everything. So go there, talk to them, ask them all the questions you want, tell them Raina sent you, and have a great day. Deuces.